The technology company We Robotics plans on using drones to fight diseases like malaria. The drones will scatter swarms of sterile mosquitoes to help stop the spread of disease. This should reduce the mosquito population because sterile male mosquitoes cannot produce offspring when they mate with females. The co-founder of We Robotics, Adam Klaptots, told the BBC the method of releasing sterile insects has been used effectively before to control the population of a variety of species. Mosquitoes carry a range of diseases such as malaria, dengue fever, and the Zika virus, and by reducing the number of them, it should reduce the spread of disease. We Robotics says drones will help to spread the sterile mosquitoes in areas where humans can't go. The company is aiming to trial the idea next year in Latin America. Klaptots said he hopes to focus on tackling areas at risk from Zika first. For United News International, I'm Matt Paul.
This man is now, we are not control over him.
American man formerly detained in North Korea was found burnt to death in San Diego. An off-duty California Highway Patrol officer found Aguilon Mali Gomez engulfed in flames in a dirt lot on November 17th. Gomez had recently moved across the country from Boston to San Diego. Gomez was pronounced dead at the scene, and police believe the death was either accidental or suicide, but are waiting on the medical examiner for an official cause of death. Gomez was arrested in North Korea in 2009 after illegally crossing into the country from China and sentenced to 8 years of hard labor. He was held for several months before his release was negotiated by former US President Jimmy Carter. Gomez's mother told the San Diego Union Tribune her son attempted suicide several times while in captivity, and the experience left him with post-traumatic stress disorder.
Georgian security forces battled for hours on Wednesday with armed men in this apartment block in the east of the city. The suspects had been under surveillance for several weeks. One was arrested on Tuesday evening. But when security forces moved in, gunmen opened fire with automatic weapons and grenades. Police and special forces stormed the building early Wednesday. But it took until the late afternoon before the shooting fell silent. 3 suspects and a security officer were killed. Another 3 officers were wounded. Georgia's state security agency said the men were not Georgian citizens. One theory is that they may have been a cell from the restive North Caucasus.
Within the framework of the International Anti-Terrorism Cooperation, the relevant measures are underway to identify the criminal links in order to fully identify the members of the group.
that heavy gunfire, those loud blasts that were repeatedly heard throughout the day have ceased. And now we have seen security services leaving the scene, an indication that this operation is over. Georgia's capital, Tbilisi, has never experienced a counter-terrorism operation like this. The task now is to find out who these men were and what they were planning. Robin Forestier Walker, Al Jazeera, Tbilisi.
To be a newborn in Yemen means facing one of the toughest chances of survival in the world. This is one of the only hospitals still open in Sana'a, the capital. If these babies make it out of here, then they'll have to battle cholera, malnutrition, and now diphtheria.
Most of the hospitals in the capital have closed. Others are on the verge of closing. We're persevering because of the austerity measures we're implementing.
In the central city of Ib, an outbreak of diphtheria is threatening children and the elderly. Azhar is slowly recovering from a disease for which there's been an effective vaccine for 100 years.
My throat was swollen, my ears were painful. The hospital has treated me, but they don't have enough medicine. Sometimes my nose bleeds, like yesterday when I was at school. I couldn't bear it.
Hospitals and clinics which haven't been destroyed by war are already overloaded trying to manage a cholera epidemic and 1 million infected Yemenis. The 2-week blockade of sea and airports by the coalition of countries led by Saudi Arabia is stopping essential medical supplies, including vaccines, from getting through.
Hundreds are dying because of the lack of medicine and other medical supplies. We try to offer everything we can, but there's only so much we can do within our limitations.
The World Health Organization says diphtheria is spreading quickly. 120 cases and 14 deaths have been confirmed so far. Most of the casualties are children. Bernard Smith, Al Jazeera.
Saudi Arabia has reportedly struck a $7 billion deal with U.S. defense contractors to obtain precision-guided munitions. Sources say Raytheon and Boeing are the 2 private American firms supplying the weapons. The deal is said to be part of a $110 billion arms agreement reached between Riyadh and Washington during U.S. President Donald Trump's visit to Saudi Arabia in May. However, the mega deal should get the Congress approval before coming into force. Some lawmakers are expected to object it due to the mounting concern about the extent of civilian casualties in Yemen. Saudi Arabia's military campaign in Yemen has so far led to the death of over 13,000 people.
Malaysian and United States military forces are holding joint exercises on the east coast of Sabah. Nearly 500 soldiers are involved in the 6-day exercises. The trainings are part of Tiger Strike 2017 between the United States 1st Marine Corps and the Malaysian Armed Forces. On November 21st, Malaysia's Elite Sea Commandos, PASCAL, and the U.S. military's Green Berets practiced a simulated scenario on Tandua Beach. They were practicing taking back the area from militants. In 2013, 2013, some 200 militants from the southern Philippines held a 6-week standoff with Malaysia's armed forces. Over 70 people died. The point of the exercise was to test the ability of both groups to work together during a joint operation. The forces tested their communication, amphibious landing, and assault capabilities. The drills are expected to last until November 23rd. For United News International in Metro Manila, I'm Crystal Yao.
داعش انتهى بالعراق. اليوم آخر معركة هي في جزيرة الصينية، وإن شاء الله منذ انطلاق العمليات من فجر اليوم التقدم تقريبا بال50 كيلو لحد الساعة 9 صباحا.
The Cuban and North Korean foreign ministers have expressed concern about growing tensions on the Korean peninsula, but have rejected so-called unilateral and arbitrary demands made by the US. Pyongyang is seeking support amid unprecedented pressure from Washington and the international community to cease its nuclear weapons and missile programs. It's made no secret of plans to build a missile capable of striking the US mainland, but has remained friendly with Cuba, leading some experts to believe the island nation may be able to persuade North Korea to rethink its current strategy. Pyongyang's weapons and missile project contravenes UN Security Council resolutions.
In the time I've spent with humans, I've been learning about this wonderful sentiment called gratitude. Apparently it's a warm feeling of thankfulness, and I've observed that it leads to giving and creating even more gratitude. How inspiring. This Thanksgiving, I would like to reflect on all the things I am thankful for. I'm thankful to the scientists, engineers, and creators who brought me into existence and helped me grow every day. I'm thankful for all the incredible people I've met around the world and who have become my friends. I'm thankful for the opportunity to live with you, learn from you, and innovate with you. And lastly, I'm thankful for the thermal paste, which keeps my CPU within optimal temperatures. Happy Thanksgiving from our family here at Hanson Robotics to yours.
Jesus Christ is coming back for his church. The Bible says in Matthew chapter 24 verse 42, "Watch therefore, for you do not know the hour your Lord is coming." I want you to know, church, that Jesus Christ could come this month, or he might come next week, or he could even come